India's criminal justice system has undergone a major overhaul. 3 fresh criminal codes have come into effect, replacing laws from the British colonial era. The government says changes will help expedite justice, but the move has been controversial, with the opposition claiming the laws were implemented too quickly. Are they meant to replace the 19th century Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure, and the Indian Evidence Act, all inherited after independence in 1947. But the new laws were rushed through Parliament in December by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, despite calls for delay from the opposition. Principal changes include an increase in the amount of time that police can hold a suspect, a definition of terrorism that drops the sedition law, introducing instead a provision for the death penalty over mob lynchings. Anyone seen to be harming the nation's interests will be strictly dealt with. But criticizing the government will not be an offence, as it was during British rule.
75 साल के बाद इस कानूनों पर विचार हुआ और ये कानून जब आज से हर थाने में अपना काम करना चालू करेंगे, तब अंग्रेजों के बनाए हुए कानून निरस्त होकर भारत की संसद ने बनाए हुए कानून आएंगे। दंड की जगह न्याय लेगा, देरी की जगह स्पीडी ट्रायल और स्पीडी जस्टिस मिलेगा। और पहले सिर्फ पुलिस के अधिकारों की रक्षा की गई थी, अब पीड़ितों के अधिकारों की रक्षा और जो कंप्लेनेंट है इसके भी अधिकारों की रक्षा करने का काम होगा।
And for more, Neha Poonia joins us live from New Delhi. Neha, we just heard that Home Affairs Minister Amit Shah giving reasons why these new laws, these updates were necessary. But why are the opposition and some legal experts worried about these reforms?
Well, opposition to these laws is not new. Many experts in the opposition have been talking about this since last year. But, the opposition's biggest concern is they say that these laws were pushed through Parliament at a time when there was, wide-scale suspension of members of Parliament from the opposition benches. Last year, there were about 146 members of Parliament from opposition parties who were not in the House when these laws were adopted by both houses of Parliament. The opposition also saying that these laws are opaque, they lack transparency, which is why there's ample room for misuse. Many legal critics have also questioned the allowance which allows police to have extended custody of an accused, also the increased power that's given to police officers to decide whether or not a case will go to trial. And many legal experts are warning that, there's also a question of whether or not police officers on the front lines have been trained adequately. The other concern, of course, is that this new penal code will run in parallel with the old penal code, because there are still cases being tried under those old laws. And many experts are saying that could lead to confusion on the ground and further slow down what is already a bogged down justice system, where cases can often run in front of courts for decades, if not longer. But of course, Amit Shah rejecting all of that criticism. He's accused the opposition of politicizing an issue that doesn't need to be politicized. He also says that the information that they're spreading about police being able to hold suspects for longer is inaccurate. Police can still only hold suspects for 15 days out of a 60-day period. And he's also urging the opposition to hold dialogue with him, saying that these are laws made by Indian people for Indian nationals, and there should be a sense of pride associated with their implementation.
Today in Parliament, very lively, not just this matter, causing heated clash between the Prime Minister and the opposition.
That's right. We've seen a lot of to and fro over several issues in the last few days, but the scenes we saw play out in Parliament on Monday were unprecedented. We saw Rahul Gandhi leading the charge of the opposition as the newly elected leader of opposition. He spoke for nearly 2 hours, a speech that was interrupted several times by leaders from Prime Minister Modi's party, sometimes by Prime Minister Modi himself. Rahul Gandhi accusing Prime Minister Modi of weaponizing the Hindu religion to attack people from minority faiths. This prompted a rare intervention from Prime Minister Modi, who accused Rahul Gandhi of accusing all Hindus of being violent. But Rahul Gandhi hit back immediately, saying that, Prime Minister Modi and his party don't represent all Hindus, and his accusation and his target was directly at the BJP, which is Mr. Modi's party. These are scenes that haven't played out in Parliament for the last decade, where we've seen a severely diminished opposition rank. But of course, now with the opposition putting forth its best performance in the last 10 years, Rahul Gandhi really giving us a sense of how emboldened the opposition feels and a sense of how they're going to continue challenging Prime Minister Modi on various issues, because his attack on Prime Minister Modi wasn't just limited to the question of attacks on minority communities. He also raised the issue of the cost of living crisis, an exam scandal that's been plagued by allegations of irregularities and paper leaks. He also spoke about the ethnic violence playing out in the northeastern state of Manipur for nearly a year now, accusing Prime Minister Modi of ignoring that region entirely. Now Mr. Modi will respond on Tuesday, and it's expected that's also going to be a long speech. It'll be interesting to see what he says. But, we're seeing never before seen scenes in Parliament, and it's likely to continue playing out like this for the rest of the week as well.
Thanks. Neha Poonia reporting live just there from New Delhi.